Morning, folks. We appreciate everybody being with us here this morning in the comfort of our beautiful courthouse and the safety and security that we get to live in. I wonder if you might take a moment, join me in a moment of silence in honor of our military personnel that have lost their lives over the weekend, those that may lose their lives in the days to come. Join me in that moment of silence. Thank you all. It's supposed to be looking.
Holly.
Holly, there you are. I just saw you like 2 seconds ago, but I'm getting older and I forget things. Come on down.
You got the whole team.
All right, let's do the whole team thing then. Pretty good. Go ahead, Paul. As folks may know, just to give you a little context, we have a requisite public hearings that we have to have as it relates to potential CDBG expenditures in a given year. And this is one of a couple, I think, of those requisite hearings. And with that, I'm going to let our Director of Regional Planning, Holly Maddie, open this up, take us through it, and close us out so I don't mess it up.
Good. I'm going to actually start a sign-in sheet too here and goes around. We have to have our own sign-in sheet for this program. There.
So it looked like you had a lot of interest.
I know. That's what we like. So, as you mentioned, I'm Holly Maddie, and I have my team here with me today. I have Kelsey Miller, Josh Hilberry, and Nicholas Eastham with us. We are all going to be talking about the Community Development Block Grant Program. I am going to start out with an overview of why we are here today. Kelsey is going to talk about few specific grants under CDBG, as well as the national objectives and area benefits. Josh is going to talk about the application process, both to regional planning and then what we do once it goes to apply to the state. And then Nicholas is going to close us out with fair housing. So fair housing is a required component of CDBG, and we're required to give fair housing presentations to different entities. So we always add that to our CDBG hearings. So regarding the overview, CDBG funds are federal funds. There are two types of CDBG funds. There are entitlement funds and then what's called the Small Cities Program. Entitlement funds are funds that flow directly from the U.S. Urban Housing and Urban Development to the entity. And those are entities that are 51% or more LMI as an entity as a whole. So for example, City of Lancaster is an entitlement community. So they get their funding directly from HUD. Fairfield County as a whole is not 51% LMI. So we are what's considered a small cities program, and they funnel that money through the Department of Development at the state of Ohio and then down to Fairfield County from there. So that will be what we're talking about today. So we're going to be focusing on all areas within Fairfield County, excluding Lancaster. So every 2 years, so biannually, we receive what's called an allocation from the state of Ohio, and that is typically around $325,000. It's based upon the LMI population of Fairfield County. We anticipate receiving that particular amount this coming year, so program year 2026, and we will look to different communities for their ideas on how to use that money, and that's what Josh will be talking about when we get to his portion of the presentation. In addition to the allocation funds that we typically would pretty much automatically get if we meet the national objectives, there are also 4 competitive grants that we can apply for, and they are listed here on the board. We have historically applied for and received neighborhood revitalization program grants and critical infrastructure grants. So for that reason, we're going to focus on those two competitive grants, but knowing that there's these other two out there as well. But when we talk through those, we're going to focus on those two. And with that, I'm actually going to turn it over to Kelsey, who's going to talk about this grant.
Holly, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. As Holly mentioned, let's kind of dive into programs that we've utilized in the past and that we think best align with the needs of this next program year. Starting with that neighborhood revitalization grant. So this grant really focuses on projects that are designed to improve that quality of life, that livability and functionality of these distressed residential areas that we have in our community through a comprehensive strategy. The target must be above 51% LMI, as Holly had mentioned. We're going to see, I'm going to be a broken record by the end of my point because that's for driving that home. With a maximum grant award of $750,000. The county in the past, in program year 2024, applied for the village of Bremen, and for program year 2026, we're looking at the village of Thurston. To that, the other one that we wanted to focus on today is the critical infrastructure grant. And this is a program designed to assist communities with that high priority single component infrastructure improvement projects. So your examples are your street improvements, bridge replacements, water and sanitary sewer infrastructure, and the flood and drainage infrastructure. And this grant is capped at about $500,000. Now to go on to these national objectives that we're looking into and what this is all based upon. And it goes back to making sure that we're providing that benefit to our low to moderate income residents to prevent and eliminate slum and blight in those areas, meeting an urgent community need that threatens the health or welfare of our residents. And lastly, to make sure that all of these programs are working with communities with that 51% LMI of benefited populations must be at that low to moderate income rate. So another consideration and an objective is to really focus on that area benefit. So this is based on our census data, our American Community Survey data, as well as the income survey data as a different component. If there is an area that's interested in qualifying through income survey, we just ask that you reach out to our regional planning as there are additional requirements that need to be met when looking to qualify through income survey data. And then lastly, our limited clientele. These are our unhoused folks, our populations that need additional ADA and special needs services, as well as your homebound elderly too. Before I hand it off to Josh, we wanted to share overall what the county and the different areas that qualify. So those red areas that you see are based on our census data that shows that these qualify in the area benefit of low to moderate income, or that 51% and above.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a specific project in mind for the village of Thurston?
Yes, we do.
You can speak to Josh.
I'm sorry, I'm jumping in your presentation.
No,
No, you're fine.
Go to the microphone.
So we've been holding public hearings with the village of Thurston. We give the public a variety of projects to choose from and then get their feedback based on what the community would like to see most. So we're in that process now of distilling which projects to choose for that.
So
There's typically 5.
5 options?
Yeah, 5 projects.
Okay, so village of Thurston can identify 3, 4, 5 different projects up to that 750,000. And we're helping them identify those opportunities.
And its partners are also helping with that process. So shout out.
And when sure you're going to go through.
Can we go back a slide? I couldn't see that. Curious on that. I'm just recalling from memory, is it new for Madison Township to not have any deep red here?
Yeah, so it's good. Good memory. So for years and years and years, we've been using like 2010 census data. And finally, last year, the state is requiring us to use what's now what they consider new, but is 2018 data. And so American Community Survey data. So this is a new map based upon the updated data. Some places have moved in, some places have moved out of being eligible by it census data. Mhm.
To smooth along and all applicable entities, projects, and the application project or process. So who are the eligible organizations? Those are government agencies such as counties, cities, townships, villages, and organizations with nonprofit status under 501c3. Eligible activities include water and sewer, street drainage, and park improvements, as well as the elimination of architectural barriers, senior and youth services, recreation, job training and education programs, crime prevention programs, and public safety services. All projects must meet the national objectives and cannot be used towards government buildings. As for the process, today we're holding our first public hearing. Applications have been sent out to villages, townships, and nonprofits for the county. Those applications are due April 10th to our office. After that, we'll hold a community development and implementation strategy or CDIS meeting. And then following that, we'll hold a second public hearing where we'll review the recommended projects. And then the application will be due to the state, which is typically due in June. As far as the requirements for applications, the application must include a project description or narrative, and an engineer's cost estimate signed and stamped by a professional registered engineer or surveyor. Projects must include a useful life statement, and projects must reflect the federal. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Nicholas. It's going to wrap us up with very knowledge.
Right, thank you, Josh. So, as you mentioned, I'll be concluding this conversation with a discussion for fair housing. As Ollie had mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we ultimately receive funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Part of the contingencies of those funds is the education over fair housing clause and distribution of educational resources. So, the Fair Housing Act sort of originated around the time birthing out the Civil Rights Act and then knitted further around the time of the Americans with Disabilities Act, which ultimately prohibits the discrimination, the buying or renting of housing. So we come in, with us being the distributors of CDBG funds, we then also have the obligation to educate the public as we are today. So fair housing comes essentially to two main components, one being landlord tenant issues, and the other, as I mentioned, being discrimination of the renting or buying of housing. Our role is to receive all incoming complaints, concerns as it relates to fair housing in Fairfield County, to make referrals to citizens, to resources that can assist them, and as I mentioned, provide fair housing materials and presentations to the public. There are 8 different federally recognized protected classes, and that includes race, color, national origin, ancestry, religion, sex, familial status, and disability. Unique to the state of Ohio is military status, and worth noting based on the populations that we serve is that age is neither recognized as a state or federally recognized protected class. Both the federal and state fair housing laws give all persons in these protected classes the right to live where they can afford to buy or rent an apartment, and helps ensure that fair housing is a way of life in Ohio. What we like to emphasize is affordability. but it's typically referred to as affordability is that measured at 30% of one's income. Once you reach over that 30% threshold, you're then considered housing burden, the greater discrepancy or the burden. This is a sort of a short outline of some of the prohibited acts as it relates to discrimination in the buying or renting of homes. And that includes refusing to negotiate rent or sell housing, making housing affordable when it actually is, setting different terms, conditions, or privileges for the sale or rental of a dwelling, providing different housing services or facilities, falsely denying that housing is available for inspection, sale, or rental, to persuade others to sell or rent, or to deny anyone access or membership in a facility or service related to the sale or rental of housing. Two different sort of topics here I wanted to cover as well are reasonable accommodations and reasonable modifications. Accommodations refers to making changes to rules, policies, so on as relates to someone's needs. That include making changes to rules as relates to parking, someone needs accessible parking, allowing service animals when there's no pet allowed policy. Modification refers to simple changes made to the actual unit itself, usually at the expense of the occupant and their responsibility in returning the unit back to its original state upon leaving. That includes changes such as the installation of a grab bar, widening hallways, or installation of a wheelchair ramp. These next two slides provide a sort of overview of the obligations and rights of both landlords and tenants. For the sake of brevity, I'll just highlight a concern or conflict that we receive with some degree of frequency. That comes between the landlord obligation, making repairs to keep it habitable, as well as the tenant obligations of paying the rent in full due. I will occasionally receive calls as I receive them. And there will be a conflict between a tenant who has concerns about not receiving timely repairs or the conditions, other accommodations, and asking if they can withhold on payment. We do not make that recommendation as a violation of the lease, and it can lead to the risk of eviction. So instead, we make the recommendation for them to reach out to resources, provide legal counsel, and, for example, to find solutions such as creating an escrow account to ensure that rent payments are made on time, and then applying to encourage landlords to ultimately make those timely repairs. And I'll just end with the contact information here as it relates to fair housing. The Fairfield County Planning Commission, as I mentioned in the beginning, is going to be the entity that receives all incoming complaints and concerns as it relates to fair housing. The House Civil Rights Commission is the state agency that oversees fair housing laws in the state of Ohio. They are also a resource for complaints, concerns, potential resources. I would like to draw attention to Legal Aid in Southeast and Central Ohio, or LASCO, as we're referred to. They are a resource folks reach out to, and if they are eligible and are a eligible circumstance, they are able to provide consultation to work through their fair housing matter. And they also have a local presence here. And that is all. Yes.
I'm sure you guys track the number of complaints that you process through the office.
We do, yes, we do track incoming complaints. That's correct.
And are we in the dozens or hundreds or thousands?
Not hundreds or thousands. I can certainly follow up with those numbers.
Great.
It is.
I have it just because we just got audited. So it was, I think, 25 last year and maybe somewhere between 15 and 20 the year before.
So nothing atypical or?
No, very normal stuff. A lot of it is, we just refer them onto the House Civil Rights Commission, or it's landlord tenant, that's legal aid. We mostly read them. Don't
Don't want to get involved in it.
Comment, if you would mind, maybe you did, and I got distracted for a moment, didn't catch it, but the forward calendar from here on this issue looks like what?
So
We are obviously at that March 3rd date at the top. And so we've sent applications out to all of the villages, townships, and nonprofits, letting them know that this application is open, what the eligibility requirements are, and if they are interested, they can apply to the Regional Planning Commission by April 10th. We will go through all of those applications, weed out anything that might not be eligible, and let them know why, and then maybe direct them in a better direction for their project, but then taking all those ones that are eligible, putting them in a spreadsheet, and then we hold what's called the status meeting. And that's where we invite all the communities, all the applicants in, and we start working through what we think might rise to the top based upon need, based upon number of people served, number of different criteria. And then I'll get with Ani and go over that list with her, and then ultimately come up with a recommendation that we present to you as commissioners. And then we'll be back with that list for that second public hearing. We usually do that in May. And then that gives us time to turn around our application to the state by June.
Thank you all for your time. Questions or comments from Commissioner Lewis?
Other than the fact, I've witnessed this several times, and this is a very effective program, and I appreciate all the work you guys do on that.
Absolutely.
Commissioner Vick?
Yeah, just deep appreciation for the work. I too have seen this make a big impact in local communities. Stronger villages, stronger townships make for a stronger county. So appreciate what you guys do.
Yep.
Thank you all very much.
And Holly, I skipped over Bennett and Ash. I need to add them to it as well.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Oh, I can just add one.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we are thrilled to have with us today the Executive Director for Meals on Wheels, Anna Tobin, and she's going to give us an update. I was trying to think as you're coming up there, Anna, what would be the most popular services in our county? And I'm guessing it's somewhere between law enforcement and Meals on Wheels.
Senior, yeah, they'll sit in meals. That's awesome.
All right, welcome.
Well, thank you for the time this morning to share what we've been doing over the past year. Thought I would just share our impact report that we presented at our annual meeting back in January. And thank you. Thank you for your time today. The title of our annual meeting's theme was Because of You. And at the Senior Hub, the Meals on Wheels provider, we know we don't do our work alone. Many of you around the table, we work with you. And because of our community, we do thrive. Wanted to throw out our mission statement and our vision for those who may not know us. We're working to help improve the quality of life for older folks and helping them stay at home. We do that through our nutrition programs and our supportive service programs. And then we act as a catalyst. We're always working with our partners to expand and sustain a whole countywide system of services and helping seniors access those services. Our big goal is to be known as the #1 source for senior services here in Fairfield County. And I love this graphic that Cryo Communications put together for us, touching every inch of this county. The Meals on Wheels program is our largest program by far. But we also have many health and wellness programs, social connection programs, in-home services. We even have a pet program, emergency response systems, and we offer a variety of volunteer opportunities, not only for the general public, but for many, many seniors. All right. So again, because of you, independence, wellness, and connection are possible for the county, the seniors in our county. We rely on a dedicated staff who show up every day with professionalism, dedication, and commitment to our cause. Many volunteers show up at our door. Many of you in this room, Carrie's going to be washing dishes in the next couple of weeks as part of our Community Champions Week. But again, getting you in the door, getting volunteers connected to witness the important and necessary work we do. And again, we can't do it alone. We do rely on a supportive community. That's those voters who are supporting that senior services levy, our commissioners who are always so supportive of our programming, our city. We can't do what we do without them. And then the older adults who place their trust in us. That's hard for an older adult to welcome people into their home and manage their care. So we appreciate them and we're honored to serve them. So because of you, our community, we're serving more older adults than any time in our history. We served, as you see, 3,160 clients. We delivered 314,049 meals and delivered 45,296 units of service. And I'm proud to say our transportation program is growing through a commitment with the city or the county now. We have a contract with them. So transportation units are also included in the supportive services. Oh, got to highlight a couple other things here. New programs in 2025. We're very proud of this. We listen to our seniors. Every year we're doing surveys. We're understanding what their needs are. Last year we were able to implement an intensive case management program. And these are seniors who need more than just that initial assessment. Hey, you need some meals, send somebody in to clean your house. These people need their hands held, walking through their goals to help them remain living independently in their home. And we are thrilled to be able to offer that here in our community. The ARCS Assist program, again, our seniors tell us over and over, I don't take my medicine because I can't afford it, and I'm not taking half pills, or I'm not taking them at all, or I can't afford my medicine, so I think I'll skip my groceries. We've got an RX Assist program in-house now that we're saving thousands and thousands of dollars for our seniors so that they can spend their money, groceries, rent, and other. Chore assistance program began. Again, our seniors say, I need help staying in my home. I can stay here if I just have a little bit of help. This is beyond homemaking or personal care and that type of thing. This is helping them move furniture. This is helping them mow the lawn. This is helping them stay safe and connected in their home. We did partner with the American Red Cross to do smoke detectors in the home this year. So we're getting smoke detectors installed for anybody who's got aging smoke detectors. And then we're really proud of our partnership with the Pickerington Senior Center. We lost our restaurant site in the Pickerington area this past year and was able to connect with the Pickerington Senior Center. Their new director is phenomenal if you haven't met him. But we do have a meal program there, and it is booming. And then we connected also with the Catholic Social Services for Senior Companion Program. This one's a little slow start, so this one's been challenging for us, but we did begin it. And this is a kind of a double-edged benefit for our seniors. It's for low-income seniors. They volunteer, and Catholic Social Services pay them a stipend. So now we're helping our seniors who say it's hard for me to volunteer because it costs me money. I gotta have decent clothes, I can buy lunch when I'm out, it costs me gas. So now we're enabling volunteers to come in. We pay them a stipend to volunteer their time, get a lunch credit and gas mileage. And then they go visit the homebound seniors. So it's a win-win on both sides. So they're taking them to the doctor's office or just visiting. We did utilize 286 volunteers last year, the number of hours that they gave us, the number of miles they drove, the number of meals they delivered. Together, we're doing really great things. This is an overview of who we're serving. Their average age is 78 years old. More females in the program than males. Of those that gave us the information, there's their educational levels. Living situation, 54% live alone. 29% live with their spouses, 29%. 16% live with family, and just 1% non-family. Then you see the household incomes. The majority of our people are very low income that are in the program. So we're happy to be able to support them. Where do our clients live? Interesting numbers. 58% are right here in the city of Lancaster. 17% are in Pickerington. And the next largest rural area served is Baltimore. And one of our strategic goals is to get out into the rural areas a little bit more. So we're connecting with the townships, we're connecting with the mayor's associations, trying to help them to understand what we have for their population to serve seniors in their area. We don't do our work alone, so there's our list of community partners. There's lots of them up there. The list of the people that we're granting funds back to or who are serving seniors on behalf of the community and with our help. So lots going on. Because of our community, we're able to serve our seniors with dignity, compassion. We need funding to do that. We have a great solid budget. We're very financially stable. You can see 70% of our funding comes from the senior services levy here in Fairfield County. Next largest pot of funds comes from our contract revenue, and those are those Title III funds that come from the Older Americans Act. Contract revenue can be through Adam Age. We have a great in-home therapy program that we do with our seniors that Adam Age helps fund. And our next, let's see, our expenses, 62% are spent on food. kind of like at home. Most of our budget's spent on food and housing, that kind of thing. 23% on the aging services. That's those supportive services. The average spend for a person in our organization was about $1,600. We're saving taxpayers money. You know, if you're looking at Medicare, Medicaid, that's less than 1 day in the hospital or 7 days in the nursing home, keeping them in there. These are all unaudited numbers. I just want to let you know our financial audit has not been done this year, so this may change. And then because of you all, everyone in this room, community, volunteers, dedicated staff, no seniors left behind here in Fairfield County. Seniors who seek services, get services. Big thank you to our Board of Trustees who worked very hard. As you'll know, Donna Foxmore, God rest her soul, she was with us for several years, and we appreciated everything she did for us. Our next big thing, we're growing, we're expanding. As you know, when we moved into our new location back in 2019, we just kind of got in there and renovated the first floor of the Cedar Heights Elementary School. In order to go to the upper floor, we did need to fire suppression sprinkle the entire facility. That is wrapping up. We had a $200,000 grant from the state that allowed us to do that. And now we're working towards painting the outside of the building and getting our new senior hub branding on the outside of the building. We're working towards an elevator project, and Polly, I'm calling you if we can make something happen there. And then we'll eventually be renovating that upper floor for more office spaces for our staff, more engagement from our community, social enterprise opportunities. So thank you for your time this morning. And again, we appreciate all the support of our community.
Thank you for your presentation. Interested to learn more about the Pickerington site. Is that becoming a meal production site there, or what? Tell me what that is.
Actually, they operate like a restaurant site. They have their own chef who's making the food, and we're paying them to do that. So they serve the meals to their clients that go through Meals on Wheels.
Got it.
We approve them for the service. They come in and eat meals. And we pay.
Is that a daily operation?
They are. They're Monday through Friday right now.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
They've been doing a really great job.
Okay.
And we're
Thank you.
serving more and more of the seniors.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a little bit, a story. I get to Gabby, but I'm sorry. There's one old lady from up there and up in the Pickerington area, and she was home delivered. And she was able to find someone to bring her to the site. And I think that's, one of our goals, get you out of your house and get you connected. So she's able to get to the senior center and have lunch once a week. Then she's seeing her friends. She's outside of that home. So that is super important.
Cool.
They're allowing that.
Thank you.
So I do have, and I've had the opportunity to ride along and witness some of this firsthand. I need to do it more often. But, and I've witnessed, I see you have a drug program where you assist with drugs. I've witnessed that with some of the older folks where they have a choice between their medicine or food. I mean, it's a real thing. But I do have a question regarding, I'm on the Attorney General's elder abuse program, commission, I should say, and we're looking for new and different ways to connect with elder abuse. Root that out, if you will. And in elder abuse can come in many forms. It can come in financial abuse, come in physical abuse, neglect, so on. The list goes on. And as I witnessed visiting some of these folks, I can see where you can be a conduit to finding some of those issues that need to be addressed. Now, of course, protective services in JFS, that's what they do. So is there any connection that's going on between what you folks do to JFS, recording some of that's going on?
Well, thank you for your commitment to the service you're providing on that board. And yes, we do have a nice partnership with Job and Family Services. So our care coordinators are calling our clients on a regular basis so they hear and they can identify if there's issues or problems. But more importantly, those drivers are showing up at the house. When they see issues or problems, they bring that back to the care coordinators. They get in touch with Job and Family Services to go out and investigate if needed. Of course, our first action step is to gather the information and contact, maybe if it's not the children, maybe it's somebody else in the community that's abusing or yes, they're having other issues, maybe scamming or whatever. We kind of dig around and find out what the issues is, call their emergency contact people to see if we can come to a resolution or get more information. But if there are those red flags that there is abuse going on, we are calling Job and Family Services and work closely with them on.
Please continue, because this is very, very important.
Thank you.
On behalf of the commission, thank you for being with us today, and thanks to your whole team for what you're doing out there for seniors.
Thank you. Thanks for your support.
This time, the commission sets aside an opportunity for voters or taxpayers to address the commission. If you'd like to do so, please begin by stating your name and residential address. You have a 3-minute rule, which we will be enforcing today. Under those terms and conditions, is there anyone who would like to address the commission at this time? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I think myself, at least, I'm thankful that I was able to, with the help of my wife, who's already departed this earth, to be in a position where I could move into an assisted facility, Primrose. And it is, in my opinion, the nicest place we have in the county for seniors. And I'm thankful that I have enough support in the facility that many of the things that she was telling about, they're doing it for us right there at that facility. And we still have a choice that we can keep a car, drive, and they have a bus for us to visit different sites that they'd want to have us go to if we wanted to. So I'm thankful for that. I'm also concerned of the times we're in right now. We already had a moment of silence. But the leaders of our military and our government have a lot on their plate right now. And we need help from our Heavenly Father and our Savior to make the right decisions and support those people that are ill in the participation that's going on. And we need to look at what's in the scripture. I tell people to look into the scripture of the Old Testament in Ezekiel 38-39. Those 2 chapters, it's very difficult to understand what is presented at that time, but looking into commentaries on the book of Ezekiel that are written by many biblical scholars will help you understand it if you read it. If you read it on your own, it'll be very difficult to understand, especially when you consider a week ago if I'd have told you that their Islamic countries would support Israel in what they're doing, you wouldn't believe me. But now there's 5 Islamic nations that are supporting Israel, whom they have hated most of their lives, for supporting their activities. So let's pray for this. Lord, we come before you this morning. Be with our military, be with our leaders, be with our government officials, Lord, that are participating in this. And we call upon your help, Lord, to guide and direct them, and that we in this nation, citizens, would support what is going on. And we pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Greg. Does anyone else would like to address the commission at this time? We thank you all for coming. Morning, sir. How are you today?
Deputy Prosecutor's Office. Last week, a large win case against Rick Hawley. You might remember that he was involved in the door case, which Mr. Hawley was convicted of 3 counts of rape, 3 counts of gross sexual imposition, and 3 counts of unlawful sexual conduct with a minor under the age of 10. That's a great result of the prosecutor's office, and Kyle was very pleased. He actually led that prosecution.
Please pass on our thanks.
Thank you, Stephen. And now we'll have our.
Sorry, we're talking really slow. Well, that had to be fun. All righty. Okay, well, we have good news to share. Last week we learned that Moody's Ratings has upgraded the county's issuer and general obligation limited tax ratings to AA1 from AA2. Much appreciation to Dr. Brown and others in the auditor's office, Treasurer Bonson, Budget Director Bart Hampson, Budget Officer Stacy Nisley, Economic Workforce Development Director Rick Zabrak, and all 3 commissioners, but a little special nod to Commissioner Davis, all for their extensive work to make this happen. There was a press release that went out from Moody's Friday evening, later in the day. We then followed that up with a little bit more timely for the news cycle internal press release on Monday. In the Moody's release, they shared what could trigger elevation to a higher rating, as well as what could cause a decrease in rating level. Just would call out that one of the items that could result in a downgrade is when the available fund balance ratio nears 30%. With this in mind, I'm suggesting that we update our fiscal policy to align with that information from Moody's, so as not to be operating in a way fiscal policy wise that would differ from what could trigger that rating decrease. But open to thoughts from all 3 of you.
Commissioner Fitz.
So as I understand it, I mean, our practice is well above our policy. So if we can make our policy match our practice and keep us in good standing with Moody's, simple concept to me.
Commissioner Lewis.
Well, I think this is an easy.
All right, moving on. Regional Planning has a resolution to approve a change order for the CDBG program year 24, Village of Bremen Broad Street sidewalk improvements in the Village of Amanda ADA compliant sidewalk ramps project. You guys have anything to add on that?
I extension due to weather.
All right, thank you, Holly. Really much appreciation to you and the team on the whole CDBG front. I know it can be time consuming. Thank you. And lastly, Transit has 2 resolutions on the agenda to approve the purchase of service contracts. One with the Center for Disabilities and Cerebral Palsy, which now operates as the Fairfield Center for Independence, and with Carolot Transport. Art, any budget update?
This week.
All right, thank you. And Bennett, calendar review and invitations received, please.
The calendar review and invitations received. The Regional Planning Commission meeting today, March 3rd at 6 p.m. at the Record Center. The Fairfield County Redevelopment Alliance on Thursday, March 5th at 8:30 a.m. at Diamond Power International in Lancaster. The State of Pickerington on Thursday, March 5th at 11 a.m. at Grace Fellowship in Pickerington. The United Way of Fairfield County Awards and Appreciation Luncheon on Thursday, March 5th at 11:30 a.m. at the Levacy Center. The Morpsey Pre-Commission Lunch with Steve Stivers will be Thursday, March 12th at 12 p.m. at the Morpsey Building in Columbus. And the groundbreaking for the new Canal Winchester Kroger has been moved to Thursday, March 19th at 10 a.m. At 8200 Diley Road in Canal Winchester. Also under calendar review and invitations received, the Canal Winchester Chamber of Commerce State of the Community on Wednesday, April 22nd at the Canal Winchester Community Center. and the Senior Hub Meals on Wheels Community Champions Week, which will be March 16th through the 20th. Under correspondence, a liquor permit application was received for a business located at 10501 Black Lake Eastern Road in Pickerington. That is all.
Thank you very much, Bennett. That's all, Commissioner.
All right, thank you, Bennett. On to updates from elected officials. Just a quick note, we do want to hear from all of you. Commissioners also have a full schedule of meetings this morning. So if you talk too long, I'm going to gong you or something. So don't do that. What?
I have a really short report. Is that okay?
Please, Jim.
For the treasurer's office, I just say it's business as usual. We're just now processing those that did pay late, so we're working through that. On the land bank, we continue to receive reimbursements for brownfield remediation. End of last week, we received just over $160,000. So it puts a fair amount of money we've got in this year so far for remediation.
That's it. All right. Well, appreciate you being here, sir. Lisa, how are you today?
So yesterday, the recorder's office finally started using credit cards for the first time. We did have a slight hiccup on our link for our folks that are trying to pay from home, but we're working through that right now with Municipay, and I think that will be fixed this morning. In addition, our vendor Fiddler, we've been working with them on the ADA compliancy regulations that are coming up in April. And I have to say that out of all the products that Fiddler uses, and I'm going to guess it's around 10 or so, at least 8 of them are almost completely fully compliant. And so we're moving right along with making sure that we hit that compliancy for the federal government. And then lastly, I have a little investigating to do. We had a customer come in with a letter which we feel is probably a scam letter, trying to get information out of folks, telling them that they potentially have a federal tax lien when they do not. So I'm going to look into that, and if I find that it is predatory, I will be reaching out to a couple different agencies just to let them know, to let folks be aware.
All right. Well, thank you. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Fine.
What's going on at the engineer's office?
Jeremiah apologizes for not being here today and missing last week due to illness. We're busy with getting projects ready for this season's work. We're hoping that the worst winter is over. Got a new map coming out. So I know some of you like the flat maps, the angles or whatever. So those will be coming. So I'll keep it short.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I probably won't actually gong you, but I'll look at you mean. Dr. Brown.
Good morning. You have in front of you a summary of property tax collections in terms of what's within the geography of Fairfield County. It's within the taxing district. And also summaries that demonstrate the magnitude of property taxes for government-wide basis. General fund property taxes, second highest sources, but government-wide are the highest source, followed by intergovernmental revenues, then sales tax, then charges for services, then water and sewer fees. So it just brings about those summaries together in one place, and also answers questions that have come to us that might have interest to you as well. Another question that's been coming to us relates to the second half credit that will be on the tax bills. We're working with the Department of Taxation. They will release their inflationary factor from April. So we won't be able to calculate that specifically until April. We're working through questions to try to help people estimate that. But nonetheless, it will vary from district to district. Advances have already been processed, and we'll begin the settlement quite soon, and we're gearing up for that. We also are conducting presentations with various associations, homeowner associations, including condo associations, of which you have fact sheets in the past about how things can differ in condos. BOR deadline is March 31st. We're reminding everybody that if you mail those, they must have a postmark prior to or of March 31st. And because of the way the U.S. Post Service provides postmarks, you likely need to go inside and get that postmark if you really want to be sure that it's prior to March 31st. We have a Madison Township Fiscal Emergency meeting tomorrow, followed by some various meetings relating to intergovernmental revenues, which I already spoke to about the magnitude of intergovernmental revenues as very close to property taxes in terms of government-wide basis. I had the pleasure of attending the Lighthouse fundraiser this weekend. It was very well attended. Several of you here were also there, and several of you donated things, of which Ann Levacy's cookies went for an amazing $1,500. That was quite impressive. And then the March map of the month is the flood hazard and stream conditions over the past 10 years, and that's already received quite a lot of attention.
All right, well, thank you, Dr. Brown, and I don't know. I just wanted to say thanks for double wave one. I mean, I remember our early days when there wasn't really a fiscal policy around here that we could get our arms around, and you were a huge part of putting us on a new path. I want to say thank you for that.
Thank you for all of your support over the years as well.
And congratulations to Tony, who's been reappointed to the policy committee for the solid waste district.
There wasn't a whole lot of other candidates. I'll be on vacation next week, so I want to talk about a resolution that I think will be on next week is the upgrade or amendment to the Tyler contract. For us, this gives us the ability for customers to log into the system, see their accounts, see their senior discounts on there, be able to pay online with e-checks or EFTs or credit cards. It's really that step, and the Pickerington area is very progressive in that area. I've been asked ever since I started here about having EFTs and the ability to do stuff online. So I think it's going to be a huge thing. It's not on today, but I think it's going to be on next week. I just wanted to thank Amy Brown Thompson, Michael Caper, and Deb Hoskins for kind of pushing this through. I've been trying to get this software to where we can assist our customers and our accounts.
I don't ask this question in furtherance of staff reductions, but I am curious if some significant number of people elected that online option once available. Is there somebody back at the office who's opening less mail? Or how's that? What's the corollary? What's the other side of that?
First thing you can see is in our mail cost, mailing out bills, mail out every month. See the huge thing in mail cost per year. Staff wise, I assume we're going to end up growing, so we just kind of maintain where we're at.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thought going.
But it does become somewhat more efficient.
Oh, yeah, it makes us really, I mean, as far as the system, when we have shutoffs, when somebody pays, we'll have real time knowing, hey, they paid right away. So it'll allow us to be efficient in shutoffs. We don't have to send somebody out and then go send somebody back out to. So
I have another question on this issue, and I'm not dictating any policy or amendment to what your thoughts are. I'm just curious. I always find it a little interesting when entities that can become more efficient by having people pay online, at the same time charge people more to pay online. And it feels like, I don't know, like if it's more efficient, taking us less time to process, then it probably shouldn't cost more, but then you got the transaction fees. So I understand it all, but I was curious where you're coming down on that.
So Jim's kind of big driver helps us with that. The transaction fees, if you do an EFT, the automatic withdrawal, there'll be nothing. E-check, it's $1. The one area that we've been working with Tyler on that's higher than what some of the other ones, and I'm only going on Tyler's because it makes us more efficient. another system we have to pull it in. We aren't tied to Tyler. Tyler's at 3.75% credit cards. And I believe your newest one might be 2.79.
2.35.
Yeah, it's 2.35.
Or
So that's the difference right there. But the customers will have a lot of different options to be able to control those conveyance fees, I guess.
Okay. Well,
Charges.
I'm sure my colleagues and I are all looking forward to hearing more about that. You said that could be on as early as next week, possibly.
I believe it's
All right.
same, could be on next week, but I won't be here, so I wouldn't.
All right. Well, thank you for being here today. Rick, briefly.
First off, thanks for letting me be a part of the whole bond hearing. Thank you, Lonnie, for pulling everything together and all of your work on that. We had a transition resource fair with DD at the Workforce Center on Thursday night. It was awesome. It's for students and families that are figuring out what's next after school, job opportunities, education opportunities when families were there. So got a lot of kudos from DD for hosting that in our new space. I spoke at an event on Friday, really about the Vantage Data Center project and all of the different things we're doing. And it was great. Afterwards, so many people talked to me about how are you getting your commissioners, your communities, everybody else on board with this type of stuff? It's kind of have a common goal. We work all together. They were like, no, what's the secret sauce? I'm like, give you something.
I think it's intimidation and fear. A lot. Yeah.
And then we will be doing a ribbon cutting at the Workforce Center on April 1st at 10 a.m. We've invited a lot of various individuals that have said they can come, including a director of Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, Matt Damsher. There's things like that. So 10 a.m. April 1st.
All right. Thank you, Rick. John Boy. Attaboy. Dan.
I'll be in the Cincinnati area Thursday this week at a technology conference. Just looking forward to attending that and learning more things about all the things, I suppose.
All right. Appreciate you. Heather with JFS.
She asked me to thank both the work commissioners and Ani for resolution that's on today is for a partial review extension. And thank you. And
All right.
Appreciate how timely she repays.
Porter. Mr. Porter.
Nothing.
All right. Chad, anything on your mind?
Friday's our last day for in-person by mail tree orders. After Friday, you have to do it online. It's Friday. Well,
What orders?
tree sapling orders for the little baby trees that people order for their houses.
All right. Well, appreciate you being with us today. Thank you. Moving along, we're under, did I miss anybody? Well, Garrett, I mean, you're not just going to repeat news, are you?
No, we're good. I just want to say a quick thank you to Administrator Cordell and Neely for showing us around the Levis Center in preparation for our event on Thursday. Thank you for your help yesterday.
Hey, speaking of that, if folks hadn't gotten signed up there for the United Way Awards banquet on Thursday at, I think, 11:30 at the Levacy Center, is it too late?
No, you can register at the door. So.
Okay. All right. So walk-ins are welcome and we're all going to be there and have a good time. I know we've got a representative from Senator Husted's office who's going to give us a few remarks on his upward mobility legislation efforts. This is pretty consistent with the United Way's goals. So we'll look forward to that on Thursday.
So with the United Way, I hate to miss that event, but I'll be at the city press, so keep for that conflict.
We'll have a good crowd there and I'll look forward to that. Did I miss anyone? Under old business, Commissioner Fix.
Last week, we had the first Central Ohio Housing Coalition meeting in downtown Columbus at the Columbus Partnership. A lot of high-powered folks in the room, a lot of consensus around need to do something. So now the question of what we can do to influence housing in a positive way in Central Ohio is on the table. So look forward to continuing that work. And then later that afternoon, had an opportunity to meet with City Auditor Keith Faber, who is extremely complimentary for our auditor's office here in Fairfield County. So thank you, Dr. Brown.
That's all I got, sir. Commissioner Levesey under full business.
So, last week or even before, I spoke about, trying to do more with, America 250 celebration for this year's, events, here in Fairfield County. So, Audie Portal, Ben, myself, and Jeanette from, Visitors Bureau, we all met, and she's going to help with that process. Kind of take the lead to try to get the word out throughout the county, because some of the areas are on board, some aren't really doing anything, but we'd like to see this a countywide event. And so stay tuned. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Under old business, I wanted to express my appreciation to, I think his title is CEO or something like that, of South Central Power. Rick Lemons had an opportunity to visit with him a little bit this week. The purpose of that meeting was just opening a dialogue with South Central Power on our desire to control the in excess of $3 million we spend each year on the price of electricity. We anticipate that price growing significantly over time. And so we're reaching out to folks that could help us in those kinds of situations and seeing if they want to be partners with us. I hope they do. Next stop is AEP. And if neither one of them want to partner with us on that effort, there's a way that we can do it without them. It would be less beneficial to them. So I'm hoping that positive conversation continues, and that we eventually get our arms around that future cost. Under new business, Commissioner Levis.
So I have a meeting later this morning or early this afternoon with the folks from the Farm Bureau, just to follow up to the meeting that Dr. Brown and I got to attend in February. Just kind of hearing out their concerns, CCA Human Services, Morpsey Executive Board, all kinds of fun stuff this week.
All right. Under under new business, I'm looking forward this week to a teleconference that I'll be on with Senator Husted's office and also Diamond Power. As folks have heard here in recent meetings, Diamond Power has recently been acquired. We're anticipating some possible new investment there, and they want to talk to Senator Husted about some policy issues that would be helpful in their transition and their growth. And they asked if we'd be willing to sit in on that. And I'm happy to do that. I hope that's a productive meeting later on this week. Is there any other issue item that anybody'd like to bring the attention to the commission at this time? Rise if you're able and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Bennett, do we have any announcements?
There are no announcements, Commissioner.
Move on to the approval of minutes for February 24th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carries. Move on to the approval of roundtable minutes for February 24th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carries. Minutes are approved. Bennett.
From the Commissioners, Resolution 2026-03.03.a, a resolution authorizing a fund-to-fund transfer for the first quarter 2026 allocation for the Multi-County Juvenile Detention Center.
Commissioners, I move items A, B, C, D, and E.
Second.
Discussion. Let's call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yep.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolutions passed 3-0. For Fairfield County Economic and Workforce Development, Resolution 2026-03.03.f, a resolution consenting to and approving the execution of an assignment and assumption agreement by and among the Board of County Commissioners of Fairfield County, Ohio, Vantage Data Centers Management Company, LLC, and Vantage Data Centers OH21, LLC, in connections with an enterprise zone agreement approved for the benefit of a development located in the village of Millersport.
Fairfield County Economic and Workforce Development, move items F and G.
Second.
Discussion? I'll just mention, I got a real nice note this week from Vantage. And the purpose of their note to me was to ask for a meeting because they wanted to get my or our input as to how they can be better and more participatory members of our community in the future. Not that they've done anything wrong in the past, but they're just getting started. They want to try to do that right. They want input on that. So if you all have any strong feelings about anything I should mention other than my own thoughts in that meeting, share them with me privately. Further discussion. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolutions passed 3-0. From Fairfield County Family and Children First Council, Resolution 2026-03.03.h, a resolution authorizing the approval of partial repayment of an advance to the general fund from Fund Number 7521, Family and Children First Council.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Job and Family Services, Resolution 2026-03.03.i, a resolution to approve a memo expense memo receipt for the costs of birth certificates paid to Fairfield County Health Departments as a memo expenditure for Fund Number 2072, Public Children's Services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From the Fairfield County Regional Planning Commission, Resolution 2026-03.03.j, a resolution to approve change order number 2 for the CDBG PY 2024 Village of Bremen Broad Street Sidewalk Improvements in Village of Amanda ADA compliant sidewalk ramps project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Transit, Resolution 2026-03.03.k, a resolution authorizing the approval of a purchase of service contract by and between Fairfield County Transit and Center for Disabilities and Cerebral Palsy Incorporated.
Under Fairfield County Transit, move items K and L.
Second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolutions passed 3-0. For the payment of bills, Resolution 2026-03.03.m, a resolution authorizing the approval of payment of invoices for departments that need Board of Commissioners approval.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. The next regular meeting is scheduled for March 10th, 2026 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Bennett. So we got a little rushy there a couple times this morning because of our calendar. We should have a couple minutes. Just making sure. Is there any other issue item that anybody'd like to bring the attention to the commission at this time?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I got a motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion carries. The commission is adjourned. We sure appreciate y'all being here with us today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Things were.